Okay, please welcome Quinn, Republican candidate for Congress in Pinellas County. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's great to be here today.
And you are a Republican nominee for Congress in 2016 and 2020 in Hillsborough County. This would be your third attempt.
Correct, yes.
Let's start with your take on vaccine policy, because in looking through some of your tweets, you've tweeted when President Biden tested positive for COVID. I guess the jab really does work. It gives you COVID. You also tweeted calling for a boycott of the Fox Nation Patriot Awards for requiring a vaccine or negative COVID test. So your opposition to the COVID vaccine is clear, so there's no need to delve into that.
Correct.
I'm curious if it extends to concerns or opposition to other vaccines. Do you have opposition or concern, for example, with getting a flu vaccine?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely, 100%. So if you haven't read more than just my little tweets, my husband got a flu shot in 1998, and he was paralyzed on a respirator for 5.5 months. He was in critical care for a year from a flu shot.
Which condition did your husband have?
Guillain-Barré. So Guillain-Barré is GBS syndrome. You can look it up online.
Well, sure. Well, the background cases of that are about 80 to 160 per week, regardless of vaccination. And the studies have shown the vaccination conceivably could add 1 to 2 out of every million vaccine doses given.
Well, that's not quite right. So I worked with the Guillain-Barré syndrome
Well, the CDC
Foundation.
says that it is right.
Well, the CDC doesn't have all the answers, and the CDC has been wrong on many things. So I would argue with the CDC.
So you oppose the flu vaccine.
Yes,
what about
the flu
vaccine
shot.
requirements for children as a condition of entering school?
No, I'm absolutely...
No one mumps, no one measles, no one chicken pox.
Well, MMR,
take the consequences as they come.
No. Say that's putting words into my mouth, and that is not fair. Listen, the MMR and these vaccinations are very dangerous. We have healthy children that have gotten these vaccinations and then they've gotten sick. We have the highest rate of autism right now. We have a high rate of ADD where these kids, I contributed many of that to these vaccinations. We are over-vaccinating our children. Follow the money.
So should they be required as a condition of entering school?
No.
None of them?
No. None of them. There is no way you're going to tell me that we need to give healthy children that have strong immune systems a vaccination. These vaccinations are deadly. These vaccinations have side effects. I know because I have 2 vaccine-injured children. In 1984 and a half, they went and got the MMR. I took my daughter, Allison Camden, and Nicole, all 3 of them from the same batch. My middle daughter didn't want to get them. She was scared. Do you know what my pediatrician said, Dr. Litware? Don't worry about it. They don't really need them. So she did not get it. 3 weeks later, my oldest daughter, Camden, was in the hospital with spinal meningitis and almost died. My infant baby that was only 10 months old at the time started having grand mal seizures. These were healthy babies, healthy children. I was healthy. My husband was on the Olympic water polo team. We were healthy. We were in fitness. I taught health and fitness. I taught mommy and me at the YMCA. We were a healthy family. We ate healthy. We did everything healthy. We didn't drink. We didn't do drugs. Healthy babies. Now they're sick. My daughter almost died.
Let's move on to your take on climate change, because you have stated mankind is arrogant if we believe for 1 second they can change the climate. Do you concede, though, that the climate has in fact changed since the late 1800s, that it has increased the average global temperature 1.1 degrees Celsius since then?
So this is really a hot topic for me, because I'm going to tell you what, man is arrogant if they think for 1 second they're going to change the climate. We live in seasons. The climate has been changing since Earth was made and invented by God. It was created. It's a living, moving, going around, going around, going around. It continuously is moving and changing constantly. This is hence why we have seasons. We have winter, spring, summer, fall, period. We are not going to control that. What we can control is the pollution and the damages that we do from mankind, man-made chemicals and other things that are going into the earth. But we're not going to change the climate, and we've got to quit saying, how are you going to stop the sun? How are you going to stop the sun?
So you deny the science that shows that greenhouse gas emissions are warming the planet by forming a blanket around it, trapping in more and more of the sun's heat?
There's more to that. Those are not just like yes or no, clean cut.
It is pretty clean cut.
Okay,
yes
then
or
I
no.
guess I would say no. First of all, we're not, what do they keep telling and trying to cram down our throats? Oh, well, the sea level is rising or the sea level is descending. I mean, whatever statistic is very subjective to the person that's providing the evidence and then the person that is fighting against it. It's very subjective. At the end of the day, we're not going to change the climate. We're not going to change it. We got to quit fear-mongering these people. Climate change is the #1 thing. The climate is different here. I'm breathing different air over there, and it's racist. I mean, this is ludicrous. When are we going to start talking about real things that really matter?
Do you believe President Biden is the legitimately elected president of the United States?
Absolutely not. There's no way you're going to tell me. I went to rally after rally.
Well, if there's no way I'm going to tell you, let's move on. Let's move on to your thoughts on communism.
No,
you said there's no way I can tell you, so we've got to cover a lot of ground.
Well, he didn't win.
You stated you need to stop communism in America. Communism is here.
Yes. And
we're seeing it. How are we seeing it?
Well, look at our country. Do we have freedom of speech? No.
We have classes.
Look at how
we don't have communal ownership of the means of production. Specifically, when you say communism, what do you mean?
Well, we don't have freedom of speech. We're being told what to do, when to do, get a mask, don't wear a mask, get a shot, don't get a shot. They're telling our children that they have to wear masks. Our school board just voted again to put masks on our children.
Do you think there are
don't the parents have the right to know that?
Are there known or suspected communists in state or federal government?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We have communists in our government right now. You know, communism has always been here, and we welcome them with a parade. They came in as scientists. Hitler didn't die. He just moved to America. I mean, he literally died, but his movement moved to America. It's been here. It's always been here, but now we're just seeing it rear its ugly head. And yes, it's being censored right now, right here, through everything that we're doing. We have eyes on us. For crying out loud, they just went in, the FBI went into a former president's home. And with that just blows my mind. There's not even words for that. And if they can do that to President Trump, they can do that to you too.
If you are elected to Congress, would you pursue or initiate a House Committee on Un-American Activities?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
You would revive McCarthyism?
I don't know if it's reviving it. I don't think that it's ever gone away. Everybody knows it. Everybody in D.C. knows that there's communism up there and there's communists. It's not like this is something hidden. Go look at Hollywood. Hollywood is full of communists.
And we've heard that before decades ago. Crist,
yes.
Quinn, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.